Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to explain how Sebastian's ultimate skill, Ode to Serenity, works. Ode to Serenity is a very useful skill against enemy debuffs. This skill itself has two phases. First phase is debuff clearing, second phase is guarding. The first phase is very straightforward. Upon activating his ultimate skill, Sebastian removes existing debuffs on his team. This debuff purge is so powerful that it overrides Cornelis's memory loss skill, which reduces the ultimate skill level of its target, which would normally render Sebastian's ultimate skill ineffective. The second phase is a bit more complicated to understand. After removing debuffs from his team, Sebastian raises a protective barrier, which prevents debuffs from landing on his team. It has a total capacity of 15 charges, and it's shared among the entire team rather than being separate for each member. The capacity of the shield is determined by white bars that appear at Sebastian's team's feet. Sebastian's Ode to Serenity shield is considered a secondary protection. It has a lower priority than primary protections, like immunity effects, such as Andvari's Living Earth skill against knockback or Celeste's Purifying Sphere against most debuffs, meaning the shield won't be depleted when primary protections are in play. It also has a lower priority than Nebula's single-use Absolute Serenity skill. It has a higher priority than Chorus's The Indomitable skill, which is a tertiary protection, meaning Sebastian's shield has to be consumed first before Chorus's green skill can be used, which makes this duo somewhat anti-synergistic together. The shield works according to 5 rules. These are: Number 1, Single Target Rule. Number 2, Single Strike Area of Effect Rule. Number 3, Multi-Strike and Wave Effect Rule. Number 4, Multiple Debuffs Rule. Number 5, Special Biscuit Rule. The first rule, Single Target Rule, determines that when an enemy attempts to land a single debuff on an ally protected by Ode to Serenity shield, it will consume a single charge from the shield. This is probably the most common interaction in the game. Here's a clip to demonstrate the first rule. The second rule, Single Strike Area of Effect Rule, determines that when an enemy unleashes an ability capable of hitting multiple targets at once at the team protected by Ode to Serenity shield, it will consume only one charge of the shield, regardless of the amount of targets hit. This concerns abilities like Thea's Vow of Silence and Jorgen's Torment of Powerlessness skills. If Ode to Serenity shield has only one charge left, only one ally will be protected from the debuff, whereas the rest of the team will get debuffed. Here's a clip to demonstrate the second rule. The third rule, Multi-Strike and Wave Effect Rule, determines that when an enemy is capable of hitting multiple targets separately, or has a wave-like area of effect ability like Isaac's Teslin's Overdrive skill or Fenris's Thunderous Roar skill, it will consume multiple charges from Ode to Serenity shield for each protected ally that is struck by an attempted debuff. Judge's Ion Cyclone skill also falls into this category. Here's a clip to demonstrate the third rule. The fourth rule, Multiple Debuffs Rule, determines that when an enemy is capable of landing multiple debuffs on an ally protected by Ode to Serenity shield with a single move, like Changmao with her Ascended version of Open Heart skill or Krista with her Chains of Frost skill, it will consume only one charge from the shield. Here's a clip to demonstrate the fourth rule. The fifth rule, Special Biscuit Rule, comes into play only if there's an enemy wielding Biscuit patronage at Violet rank or higher, and capable of causing preventable debuffs even without the patronage. It determines that when an enemy hits an ally protected by Ode to Serenity shield with a debuff and triggers Biscuit's Violet skill as a result, it will consume 2 charges. This is because unlike most debuffs, which are landed instantly, Biscuit's partial heal block debuff is slightly delayed in activation, which allows the master to burn through Ode to Serenity shield at doubled speed. It could be said that this rule is an exception to the fourth rule, and an extension to the third rule. The most famous example of this rule in practice is probably Satori, who normally depletes one charge with every basic attack into Spirit Purification skill against most enemies protected by Ode to Serenity. By giving him the Biscuit patronage, His shield melting power is essentially double, which is very important for his function. I prepared 2 comparison clips to demonstrate the 5th rule. First, let's play a clip where Biscuit patronage is not involved at all. Now let's play the 2nd clip, in which Biscuit patronage is involved. Last thing before this video ends, Sebastian's ode to Serenity generally removes and prevents all debuffs in this game, however there are exceptions that bypass ode to Serenity. Here's a list of abilities that bypass ode to Serenity. Pause the video if you need more time to read them. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in another YouTube video.